together and their life together and when I was born. And it's very well written. It's, we'll show you what kind of a loving person my mother was. Very much of a lady, very loving, and my father. And, she thought those were such wonderful, difficult years. It goes right on to when he was taken ill, and she just held on to him for life's sake. So the paper it's printed on was yellow scratch paper that she used, and it's very fragile. It's so old now. I thought that what I should do is carefully myself, probably 40 or 50 pages, Xerox it on my machine as a master copy, and then get it printed. I think it would be worthwhile.
Is it a journal, or is it something she sat down and decided to write?
Well, it's kind of in narrative form. It's chaptered, but it is not broken down by days.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty interesting.
Just because it isn't written in a scholarly book somewhere doesn't mean it isn't important. In fact, the most frequently overlooked histories are the stories that most need to be brought to light. These intimate, personal stories are brought to light through primary sources, defined as objects that were created during the time period being studied. Primary sources can include diaries, maps, letters, wills, courtroom depositions, artwork, videos, oral histories, songs. Primary sources aren't necessarily only housed in fancy, temperature-controlled archives. Primary sources are often right under your nose every day of your life. They are the faded, framed photograph on your wall, the recipes passed down from parent to child throughout generations, the quilt sewn by an ancestor.
Well, it sounds like then while your mother's father came from England, that her mother's family had been here a while,
Maybe.
Do you remember their names at all?
No, but there's a family Bible, I think, in the studio. Remember that?
Actually, I kind of do remember the leather kind of
Yeah, it's all getting all
dusty.
powdered.
Yeah.
The tradition of when anyone was born, married, or died, an entry would be made in the fly-leaves of this book.
Huh.
So there's all up there. I don't think there ever was a genealogy tree. May have been, but I don't remember I ever saw it. But my mother was a great one. Make notes and write things down. And she was sort of an amateur historian.
And she grew up.
Such a story is that of Iwahiko Tsumanuma and Agnes Asbury Rockrise. Iwahiko was one of the first Japanese architects to receive an architectural license in the United States. His American wife, Agnes, was an aspiring writer who kept an incredible documentary record of their life together. Their history reveals a multiplicity of stories about architecture and art, about race and culture, about love and marriage, about illness and endurance, about joy and sadness. The gift of access to the Tsumanuma Rockrise family collection was given to the Public Histories class at the University of Minnesota in spring of 2018. It was my pleasure to work with Christina Rockrise, Iwahiko and Agnes's granddaughter, to produce the following video telling her grandparents' stories.